Hey guys, Misty here from TheJollyFatElf. Welcome to my Friday video. I'm going to try this two separate ways. I'm going to upload one that is in mostly regular time, and then I'm going to do this one as a voiceover to see which one you guys like better. So today is my last day in my Tasty Truck series, and that is a free stamp that's available in the Celebrations catalog. So if you spend $50, I'm pairing that with a sentiment from the Lift Me Up stamp set that is on page 10 of the Occasions catalog, and I'm going to be using my favorite color combo today, which has been black, white, Bermuda Bay, Tempting Turquoise, Melon Mambo, Daffodil Delight, Pumpkin Pie, and Cucumber Crush. Here I am punching balloons using the Balloon Bouquet Punch. This coordinates this really goes well with the sentiment that I had in mind. And this idea is a little bit different, but hopefully you guys like it. So I am just punching a large and a small balloon from each of those colors. I also added Flirty Flamingo, but I ended up not using it. This will probably be my go-to color combo on Fridays until June when Cucumber Crush retires. So that makes me sad. So here I have a card base that measures 4 1/4 by 11. I've scored it at 5 1/2, and then I have a Whisper White layer that measures 4 by 5 1/4. I'm adhering that on the inside with Snail. I'm going to be embossing the front of this card. I really love the contrast of a white sentiment on a black piece of paper. So here you see me using my embossing buddy, which just removes static. I went ahead and used it all over, so hopefully I won't have any powder sticking to the rest of the card. I'm stamping the You Lift Me Up, or just Thanks for Lifting Me Up. I don't remember what it says. We'll find out in just a minute. So I am using my white embossing powder from Stampin' Up, and I store these in little containers that I got from the Dollar Tree. They came 3 for $1, and I just use a spoon. So I'm going to heat that with my heat tool, and you can see it melt. And then I'm going to show you the watercolor pencils that I'm going to be using that were available in the Occasions catalog, but they are currently on back order. Hopefully they will be back by February 13th. I apologize for that, but I've shown you 2 other ways to color this week, so I figured that it wouldn't be such a bad idea to go ahead and go forward with posting this card. So I'm going to stamp this truck using Stays on ink onto a piece of watercolor paper. I'm going to be coloring again using those watercolor pencils with my aqua painter, and that is just a water brush that holds water instead of you having to use a regular paintbrush and a cup of water. So I wanted to stick to the color theme today, so I'm going to be coloring this using just a black watercolor pencil, and then I'm going to add a little touch of blue later for the glass. But the 2 ways that you can really do this, if you want a more intense color, I suggest that you wet the paper and then color over the wetness. If you want a little less intense, you want it to more look like a faded watercolor look, then you color first and then drag the color out. But I wanted a really intense black look with this, and I'm going to have most of the car be white, and I'm just going to color the trim and the awning with black. So you can see that I'm adding color. I'm going over it with my aqua painter if I find that it's not as smooth as I want it to be. But for the most part, I'm just adding the water to make sure that I get a really dark color wash. Now for the inside of the tire, the rims, I just went ahead and pulled some black from the tires to make it gray. I'm going to use my scissors, and I'm going to cut this out real quick. I wish I cut this fast in real time. That would be fantastic. So you see I'm adding a little bit of Daffodil Delight to be color for the lights, and I'm gonna see how I want to put this on. But then I remembered that I needed to do my little black marker trick, so you can see that you can't tell that I cut it out poorly. That's what I was meaning to say. So I really want the balloons to be lifting that truck. That's kind of where my idea came from. And here I'm trying to see if I want it on an angle, if I just want it straight up. But I decided in the end that I just want it straight. I think this is a really cute idea. I love that it's an encouragement card. I think a lot of times we, that and simply maybe some of the cards that we struggle with the most, just to kind of get an idea. And I kind of got this idea from the movie Up, but of course this is a truck and not a house. But it just really tickled me when I thought of it. So with watercolor paper, you want to use a really strong adhesive, and I've decided to use our tearing tape today. So I am tearing and then pulling off the backer sheet so that I can add this to the front of my card base. I'm going to add it just above that sentiment. I really love tearing tape. It's such a really good strong adhesive. It's really easy to work with, except when you have long nails, sometimes it's kind of hard to get that backer sheet off. So as you can see, I adhered that down in the middle of the card just above the sentiment, and I'm trying to figure out what color combinations I want for the balloons. I'm using one large balloon in the back, and then I'm adding 2 small balloons at the front, and I decided to use every color except for Fleur de Flamingo. So I'm going to adhere the largest balloons with it. There I was showing you that if you wanted to stamp strings, you can find strings in the Balloon Adventure stamp set. I'm just going to draw them on with a white gel pen. So I'm attaching the larger balloons with snail, and then I'm going to add the smaller balloons with dimensionals to give us some dimension in the balloons and make it look more like a fuller bouquet. Bouquet, depends on where you live, I guess. So once I get those where I want them to be, I'm going to bring in my white gel pen, and I'm going to draw some string. I'm going to end up moving that orange balloon, I think. Maybe I don't. I thought I did. So you saw me start my white gel pen on a separate sheet of paper. I do that just to make sure that it's started. Sometimes I still have to add a little bit more to it to get it going, but it worked out just fine. So this is when I decided that I needed a little bit of blue for the glass. So I took a Bermuda Bay marker and scribbled onto an acrylic block. Here I am adding extra water to get a light blue wash. So this makes it look like it's more glass than just an inanimate object floating in the air. Makes it look a little bit more realistic, even though this is a hand-drawn image. So of course I can't leave well enough alone, and I felt like it was missing something. So I am adding some white stitching, or some white, what are those called? Reflection marks on the balloons, and then I'm about to decide to go ahead and add some white gel pen all around the corner, or excuse me, all around the perimeter of the card. I wish I could do this fast. So I just make sure not to touch it so I don't smear it, and it's going to need a couple of seconds to dry because it is gel ink. And just like that, it's done. I hope you enjoyed this card. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments if you prefer to watch it in real time or you like this sped up version. I was able to get this under 10 minutes, or around 10 minutes, which I think is a good time. So don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a big thumbs up. Follow me on social media. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and Pinterest. And I will see you in the next one. Bye for now, guys.